What's up, everybody? Welcome here to League on Lock. My name is Eric. Thank you guys for joining us. And 2018, it's no secret, has been the year of RNG. Whether it's internationally, domestically, they have dominated in every facet of the game against even Koreans multiple times. They have had Kingzone's number in 2018. So now they want to put a ribbon on their season, win the summer split, maybe even win Worlds. If they do that, that is inarguably the greatest season that we've ever seen from a League of Legends team. But it all starts with the LPL playoffs. They had a bye into the quarterfinals. They finished as that second seed in the Eastern Conference, didn't go all the way to the semis. But they're in quarterfinal action. Their playoff run and title defense kicks off against Topsports Gaming, which, if you don't know their story, they were 3-16 in spring. They made it in playoffs, and heading into game one, it was a surprise roster for RNG. I mean, Uzi has obviously missed games throughout the split, but not usually in playoffs. It's Abel who gets the start in game one. Zatai in the top lane and MLXG in the jungle. And 16 minutes in, it was a late first blood. It's Abel getting caught out, but holy moly, did Top use a whole lot of cooldowns to take him down. Then 23 minutes, Top sneaks the Baron, and RNG, they don't notice until it's too late. Ming throws in the ulti, but that's not going to be enough. The Orianna secures it, and they would get a big lead from that. But 26 minutes, Zatai comes in with the flank on the top lane. Aurelia, RNG's base defense, doesn't even get into their base. Abel hops in on that Tristana and is able to clean up some kills. They hold not once, but twice when they're in this base defense. So Top runs it back. They say, let's go bot again. This time it's a Realm Warp that brings in the crew for RNG. MLXG goes in and sacrifices himself, and Zatai completely destroys the backline for TOP. Abel picks up some more kills, and then it started swinging the way of RNG. 17-4 in kills. You gotta watch Abel in this fight. First, he pops the GA and kills XX, and he's just constantly on the outside on this fight. And this Flash dodges the Orianna ultimate and the Gnar ulti. The Flash Gnar ulti stays perfectly safe, and then he's going to go and clean this one up. He gets the kill on Orianna, and he'll clean up the Gnar. That's a quadra kill, but the most impressive thing of it all is Uzi cracks a smile. He's impressed by the guy who's starting in his place. 7-1-8 for Abel, 22-5 in kills. RNG, what a turnaround. They take game one. We go into game two, where Let Me comes in the top lane, and Abel has such a great game, they keep him in yet again. But as Zatai is out, Let Me's in, and he had some attention in the top lane. And you'd think Top would be a little bit tilted after having such a good start in game one and then losing, but they run it back in game two and have another solid start. They're deep in enemy lines here for RNG. Cat's gonna come in with the Shen ulti and taunt up the MLXG Zac, the double taunt with the Galio and the Shen. Pop the passive, and then XX comes in with the Sejuani. That's another kill that's gonna go to TOP, and they will chase down Xiaohu here. He gets the Aurelia in this one. A great early game yet again for Top, and they're on the Baron again. MLXG gonna fly in to attempt the drive-by on Zac, but he's in there too early. He's gonna get the passive popped before he can get the smite down, but this smite from XX is way too early. Ming gets the steal with the explosive cask, the barrel on that one. That smite was ridiculously early, but it doesn't matter because Top is going to clean up the fight anyways. They're going to grab 4 kills. Abel is the only man left standing for RNG with the Baron buff, but boy, it would have been nice to get that buff. Doesn't matter, Top would get one later on. They're able to break the RNG base this time for a dominant win. 18-4 is the final in kills, and 10-0 in turrets to tie this one up at 1. Good for TOP for not tilting off the face of the earth after that first game. So back-to-back solid games for them, which means game 3, Uzi and Karsa are coming in, and it didn't take long for you to feel their presence in this match. Uzi getting the Xayah. Ming is on his Gragas again. Karsa gets the Kindred, and he's going bottom lane early. The flash body slam for Ming. They spoon feed a kill to Uzi to get him rolling on early, and then a couple minutes later, a 1v1 between Korn and Xiaohu, and then Karsa comes in and ruins it. That's dishonorable, man. That's BM. Wolf gets the last hit there for the kill. kill. 16 minutes now, 9-3 RNG. Uzi, he looks to be caught out on the Xayah, but we know that this man is a magician and can escape anything. The flash Xayah ulti and then Xiaohu taunts in to keep him safe. I don't know how he survived that fight, but the king lives on. He'll eventually grab a kill on Cat as well. That would end up being an ace, a 17-minute ace for RNG. This one was a sub 24-minute win. 22-3, 15K gold lead. No deaths for the bottom lane. The substitution apparently worked. Now 2-1 RNG. Game 4. We're going to run with the same lineup for RNG because they completely clobbered them in that third game. And Letme gets the Urgot in this one, which has been a staple pick in the LPL. 5 minutes in, a couple minutes in, it's the first blood for top. Another solid start. XX comes in for the gank. But 5 minutes in, Karsa and Xiaohu get their revenge. First, the Ignite ticks down to kill Korn, and XX sticks around for a little bit too long. He's just walking back and forth. He's only level 4. Karsa already level 5 at this point. And Xiaohu has no Ignite, but they don't need it with the flash body slam into the stun. That's a whole lot of CC. It's Karsa on the Gragas this time, not Ming. Another kill for them, and this game got out of hand real quick. The Rift Herald was doing insane work for RNG. It's 14 minutes in here, and they're diving inhib turrets. 14 minutes. Those turrets hurt that early. Ultimate takes down Korn. RNG absolutely relentless. They're not stopping. It's 15 minutes, and they're taking down Nexus turrets. Nexus turrets. Finally, the Rift Herald would die, but RNG, they barely have any minions, but they're just still pushing, and their top is still throwing people at them. They had the Vladimir bottom lane that was down about 70 CS at this point, and RNG, they don't stop. They barely have any minions, but they're just ignoring Nexus turrets at 15 minutes. They're waiting, clearing out the waves, and here comes the super minion, which this early in the game is stronger than any champions in the game. They're going for the finish at 15 minutes with all these minions crashing in and everyone on RNG still alive. They're going on the Nexus. This isn't the Asian Games against Kazakhstan. It's the quarterfinals of the LPL playoffs. 15 minutes and 34 seconds. RNG sets a new LPL record for fastest game time, and they take the series 3-1 against top. 15 minutes. You could barely get a surrender vote even if you wanted to, and obviously it would have to be unanimous. That game just completely ended. RNG gets one push, and they go through and get 4 turrets and end the game. Uzi, when he comes in, he wins 2 games in 38 minutes. Game 1 alone lasted 42 minutes. So yeah, Abel, no doubt fantastic and would be a starter on pretty much any other LPL squad. But when Uzi and Karsa come into the lineup, RNG are just a completely different force to be reckoned with. They slaughter top in the last 2 games to move on to the quarterfinals, the semifinals, where they'll meet up against Rogue Warriors, which is going to be a very hype matchup because Rogue Warriors were far and away the top dogs in the Western Conference throughout the entire LPL summer split, and they'll have their hands full against RNG in the semis because it doesn't matter what seed RNG is. When you see them completely dismantling teams like this, they are the team to be worried about matching up against in the LPL playoffs, and they keep rolling this weekend. Even tomorrow, you got EDG taking on JD Gaming, which will no doubt be a very interesting one. But the pick to watch in the LPL these days is Urgot in that top lane. It seems to be a counter pick to pretty much anything that you're going up against. And it is a disgusting champion when you get ahead early game. Pretty easy to turn around 1v2s and almost impossible to kill in any of those ganks or team fights. And obviously he's got the CC ever since that rework came in. But expect maybe to see Abel in that Rogue Warriors matchup, but there's no doubt that Uzi is the man to watch in that series. And SMLZ, who's had a fantastic split for Rogue Warriors and one of the key cogs as to why they come in as that top seed from the Western Conference. But the LPL playoffs roll on throughout the weekend and into next week. By the end of next week, you already know who's going as the top seed and the second seed. It'll just be the gauntlet that's left to play out in the LPL.